Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I sat down and went to film a trying new makeup video, and I tried a new liner. This is the Givenchy Disturbia liner. So I did my base and I used the ColourPop Coconuts palette on my eyes. Everything was going great. And then I went in with this liner and it got way out of hand. It was a hot mess, so I had to do like this really dramatic look. I actually ended up liking how it turned out, but once I messed up my liner, I stopped filming because I kind of panicked and I was like, okay, just do your makeup off camera, try to save it. So I will list everything down below that I used, but my planning of filming today got derailed by this liner. So that's the story. So today I decided, you know what, we're still gonna film. Even though I didn't do a trying new makeup, I can use some of these products in videos to come. But as I said, I'll have everything linked down below what I'm wearing, so I don't have to like go through everything in case you're wondering, like the lip combo and everything. But I actually decided I'm gonna film a Will I Buy It. I did one of these a while ago. You guys asked for more. I just never did any more, and I've been wanting to. I feel like we had a really busy week because we had like the Topsy Beauty, the Jeffree Star, the Sephora sale. So now that everything's kind of settled, the dust has settled, if you will, I was looking through Trend Mood and I picked out basically like 10 products or 10 releases, collections. I'm going to tell you if I would buy them, what I think of them, my thoughts. I tend to be a little bit blunt in these, so just know that that's my opinion. Everybody has different opinions about makeup, but I just will tell you, hey, if I'm picking it up or if I don't find it appealing or whatever that is. So if you're new here, I would love for you to subscribe. If you want a tutorial similar to this, I can definitely do it. I'm sorry that I didn't film it. I just panicked when my liner got messed up and we just went another route. So now that I've rambled on for too long, let's go ahead and jump in. So I figured we might as well start with a banger because why not? This was just announced. The future is bright. November 26th. Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics. Okay, is it Jaclyn Cosmetics or Jaclyn Hill? I still do not know. We know the circus that happened a while back when she released her lipsticks. I got drug into that. I was not a fan of how she handled it. So she's coming out with a new product. It says, you know, the future is bright. So here's my prediction. I'm thinking either highlighters or I'm thinking some sort of really glowy, dewy primer, or maybe like a beauty oil because I know that she's like really into kind of dewy makeup. Here's my situation. If I wasn't on YouTube, I would 100% not buy this because I don't trust her company. I'm just gonna be 100% real with you. The lab that she used before was contaminated. It was not handled professionally. I did end up getting my refund, but I just think the whole thing was a freaking hot mess. So personally, if I were a consumer, I would just be like, nope. Nope, I would wait for a ton of reviews to come out, and if people were raving and raving and raving, then I would possibly check it out because I'm a makeup lover. But I'm really turned off from the brand. Now here's the thing, if you guys want to see me purchase whatever it is and review it, I will do it for my channel. So it's a little bit different and it's interesting to hear different opinions, but I'm kind of willing to try most things for my channel. Quite often there's things that I'm not really interested in, but I review them because I get requests. Case in point, like the Jeffree Star conspiracy thing. I probably won't use that palette again other than filming. So it really was just kind of me buying it to review for you guys, and I have no problem doing that. Whereas like the Tati palette, I will use like on camera and off, and I was really kind of intrigued by it. So a lot of the times there's things that I'm just kind of like, I'm not really into. So as a consumer, I would pass on this. I'm just really not interested, especially with the whole fiasco of the last time and how it was handled. As a YouTuber, if you guys want to see it, I'm willing to buy it, to review it, and tell you guys if it's like, you know, the Hot Mess Express #2, or if we're on like a better path. So let me know down below your thoughts, your predictions on what the product will be. Are you buying it? Are you not? Let's keep it civil. But I thought I would just mention it because, you know, I mention it all here on this channel. If you know the New York Housewives, you know what I'm talking about. So next up from KKW Beauty, not KKW Beauty, KKW Fragrance, there are 3 new perfumes. This is the sister collaboration, Kim, Chloe, and Courtney. They all created their own diamond fragrance. So here's my take on KKW perfume. Why can I not say that? KKW perfume. I have had some really big hits, like her heart emoji ones, the originals, the blue, the pink, and the purple, but really the blue and the purple. so good. I've literally finished bottles. I have backups on hand. I think they are stunning. They smell incredible. I've literally never talked to somebody that didn't like them. Her last launch of the lips, I was quite disappointed because one of mine came leaking. I think I bought just 2 of them, yeah. And the scents are okay. Like I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, they're like a 6. Like I'll wear them, but they're not holy grail status. So being the psycho that I am, I thought I was only gonna buy the Chloe because I was trying to watch people's reviews. This is another thing that drives me insane. The people that get the KKW fragrance PR are like, look at the bottle, look at the packaging. Like, and I'm like, what does it smell like? Like, I wanna know, is it sweet? Is it powdery? Is it musky? Is it floral? Like, that's what I'm looking to hear. But I only heard a couple people actually describe the scent, and a lot of people seem to be favoring Chloe's. So I was like, okay, I definitely want to get Chloe's. And then I was like, well, maybe Kim's will be good, because I was like reading the notes. And then I ended up just saying YOLO and buying all 3 because I'm a fucking head case. I honestly really like her perfumes. I know people get pissed off about the Kardashians. I can understand, but for me, I don't buy it to make them richer, whatever. I could give a fuck. Honestly, I'm just being frank. I've had good experiences with most of her perfumes. There's really not been one that I was like, oh, it's disgusting. There's just been some that were really great and some were like kind of so-so, which I think that's kind of how it is when you're buying perfume online. And I'm willing to take the gamble, especially again, because I'm on YouTube. I want to give you guys reviews that I can give you. So they all sound like they're going to be kind of floral with a little bit of musk or sweet scent. So when I do get them, I will review them probably on Instagram stories. And if something really kind of speaks to me, then I will put it in a favorites. But you know what? I'm excited about it. Go into the Ultas. I think they have testers at Ulta, I want to say now. The perfumes smell good. Read the reviews. There's not one that's like, ew, this is disgusting. It's just some are really, really good and some are kind of, oh, they're okay. That's my thoughts on that. If you guys want to know my thoughts on the perfumes, they should be arriving soon and I'll update you guys on Instagram. So a product that I think the brand is trying to step out of their norm or their comfort zone, but I think they're missing the mark. This is the new Physicians Formula Gold Vault 24 Karat Gold Collagen Face Palette. It looks like you get 8 shadows and then 2 big bricks in a mascara. When I say bricks, there's like 2, you know, pretty large kind of bricks, gold bricks is what it looks like. Every single shadow in here, at least most of them, look to be shimmery, either satin or metallic. I'm looking at my phone, so if you're like, why do you keep looking down? It's a whole palette of metallic gold, and a lot of the shades look so similar. And then the random mascara in there, I don't know. It says it's going to be $18.49. I'm not excited about this. It doesn't, I mean, the packaging just looks a little bit cheap to me. I'm just going to be honest. I think Physicians Formula has great foundations because I've liked those. They also have really good like bronzers and blush, but I'm still yet to find like an eyeshadow palette that's really wowing me. And I think the concept of this was gold. The concept of this was good because it's a little bit different than the typical drugstore that we see. But I think something I'm seeing like recurring with a lot of drugstore brands is they're going for like an all shimmer palette. Like they'll do like a 10-pan palette and that's all metallics. And I don't quite understand that because most times you're going to use a couple mattes to get a look. So I feel like I'm wanting these drugstore brands to come out with like 5 mattes, 5 shimmers, or 6 mattes, 4 shimmers. Give us the gold, but give us variety in tone and texture and finish. So I think they're trying, but I'm just not into it. Honestly, I feel like this is like, I don't know, you put one on the lid and you're good. There's not enough depth or dimension, even them all being shimmers, and I just don't think a lot of people use all shimmers in their makeup looks for their eyes. So I think they're trying, but I'm like, you're not quite there yet. Next up is a product that I was really gonna purchase. My friend Cheryl's like so excited about it, but then I realized I literally have the same thing from Nabla Cosmetics. So this is the Fenty Beauty Kilowatt Foil in Ruby Riches. It's a metallic brick red to make your ease, oh my God, Babs, your cheeks, eyes, and body shine. Okay, so it's like a really metallic, deep, maroon, burgundy, red. It's stunning. I feel like if you have a deep skin tone, it's gonna look so beautiful just all over the cheek. I feel like you could almost do editorial and really bring it up. For me, I would have to use it for eyes or for maybe a blush, but it is metallic, so I don't know how that would work. I do have one from Nabla. They just released like their skin glazing highlights, and they have one that is very similar. It's pretty much a dupe, so for me, it wouldn't make sense to buy this, but I have to say, Fenty, I really love the brand. It's one of those brands that I pretty much buy most of their new releases. I think I've tried almost everything that she's released, and I'm just like in love with her glosses, and I really love her highlighters. Like I even pulled out some old, like I think it's called Diamond Dust and Fire Crystal. It's just like one of her OG highlighters. So I just think she does great things. I'm really waiting on like matte blushes or even satin blushes from the brand. I think once those come out, I'm literally gonna go head first into the Sephora app, and my debit card's gonna be screaming, literally. But so because I do have the one from Nabla that's literally like the same color, I'm not gonna pick this up. But if I didn't have that, I would be eyeing it. And I just think if you're a super deep skin tone, I think it's gonna look so pretty on you. So next up, we have another celebrity makeup brand. And I know people get really up in arms, and honestly, I do not care. It doesn't bother me, because if I'm not interested in it, I just keep it moving. Like I really might just be like, oh, that's kind of weird. And then I just keep it moving. Like kind of like Madonna's skincare. When I saw the prices, I was like, that's a no. And I just kept moving on. Like it doesn't bother me. I know people are like, oh, it's a cash grab. And, you know, and I understand that. I mean, that's the business. You know, celebrities are going to endorse products and, you know, create products, put their name on it and make some bank. But Kesha is coming out with a line. It's called Kesha Rose Beauty. So I'm not really sure. It says there's, you know, a dual-ended liner, eyeshadow palette, red lipstick and gloss duo, and a collector box. Looking at the photo here, honestly, I just think I'm gonna pass. I don't really wear red lipstick enough, and if you have to buy a duo, to me it's like, nah, I'm not really into that. I haven't seen the inside of the palette, so again, I can't say. It says a liquid eyeliner. I'm really happy with the ones that I have. So for me, it's just kind of like a no. Will I be watching and seeing what else she comes out with? Of course. I want to see, you know, what she's going to bring to the table. Same thing with like House Beauty or any other, you know, celebrity brand. But just looking at the photos, it's not intriguing me. I don't really look at the photos and think, wow, her makeup looks beautiful. I want that. So I don't know, we'll see, but do I think that I'm gonna be like, you know, how I am with Fenty? Like Fenty is so good. I mean, I just like, wow, Rihanna really did that. Do I think I'm gonna be like that with this Kesha line? Probably not, but I'm also not complaining or, you know, shitting on her for trying to make her money or expand her business. I just don't think from what I've seen so far that it's going to be kind of the makeup line for me. So next up, we also have an influencer new product. This is new from Topsy Beauty, and it says there's a new product coming out on Black Friday, which is gonna be so soon. I literally can't believe it. It says it is a game changer. It's so different, changes it all, and really helps every beauty routine. So here's my thought. Is it going to be a beauty sponge or something that applies your, you know, base, or is it going to be a primer? Those are my two thoughts, because I feel like Tati really is into skincare and the base and trying to get, you know, everything looking flawless. So that is my thought. And then I think it says there's going to be a volume 2 eyeshadow palette coming next year. So it's coming soon, which I did do a video on the Topsy Beauty. I will link it. I'm going to do more looks with it as well. I just haven't gotten around to it. So I don't know. What are your thoughts? I'm definitely going to buy it because I don't know. I'm into, you know, the aesthetic of Topsy Beauty so far. I really enjoy the palette. I did get PR from that, but I also bought one and gave it away to one of you guys. So I'm probably gonna pick it up. If I wasn't a YouTuber, it would depend on what it is, you know, like is it a sponge or a tool? But I don't know, it just depends. But I am intrigued with the brand, and I will pick it up to review. But I'm gonna guess it's some type of like application tool, or it's some sort of primer to make your makeup look perfect or something like that. So next up is a new collection from Nabla Cosmetics, and I have to say that I have to give them credit for how beautiful everything looks. Like the PR looks absolutely gorgeous. I'm a fan of Nabla Cosmetics. I really am. They're one of those brands that really intrigues me. Most of the time when they release something, I want to buy something from it. I love their color stories. They're wearable with a little bit of a twist. I just think their eyeshadow palettes are freaking gorgeous. I'm wearing a lip liner from them. I've fallen in love with the lip liner from them, or the lip liner formula. I have a couple colors that I wear. So they have this new, it's inspired by Mexican culture. It's their new collection. So they have a Vita Pressed Pigment palette, another eyeshadow palette. They have liners, they have a highlighter, They have liquid lipstick. So going over it, the liquid lipsticks I probably won't get because they're like super hot fiery colors, or the liners. I just tend to use black or brown. The highlighter looks gorgeous. It has like this beautiful imprint in it, but I feel like it's going to be a little bit deep for my skin tone, so I'll probably pass on that. I am eyeing the eyeshadow palettes. So one of them, first of all, the packaging, like when I'm looking at it, I'm literally like my jaw's dropping. So one of them is like fiery oranges and yellows with a little bit of neutrals, and it has like lime greens. I think that one is beautiful. I'm actually more into the other one though, that has like reds fading into like blue and like navy colors. It looks so pretty. I saw Raw Beauty Christy do a video with it and she was so excited about it. I've seen so many people so excited about it and I'm excited about it. So if I do get anything, just with the overload of palettes, I probably would get like the red and blue palette just because it looks so beautiful and unique. I feel like when I think of like red and blue eyeshadow, I'm thinking of like 4th of July, like not a good look, but this is done to perfection. I have to say, I have to give kudos to Melt, and they do have brushes as well, which I would check out. I'm probably gonna wait until everything comes to Sephora because I missed the pre-sale, but Melt, I think they kill it. Just every time a new palette comes out, I never look at it and think like, that's boring. Like I'm always intrigued, and I think they just absolutely killed it with the artwork and everything on this. So if you haven't tried Melt Cosmetics, just in general, I really like their highlighters are really great. They have great blushes. Their lip liners are phenomenal, and their eyeshadow palettes. Those are like the things that stand out to me, but I'm really excited about this collection. When I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, it just was executed beautifully. So next up from Charlotte Tilbury, we have a new palette. This is the Easy Eye palette, inspired by Ibiza Sands, Romantic Sunsets, Shimmering Beaches, Terracotta Toned Clay. I cannot get into Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadows. I've bought a couple quads in the past, and when you go to her Instagram, it's kind of like Pat McGrath's where everything's like sparkly. There's like a filter. Everything just looks crazy, glittery, glowy, intense. Then when you get it home and you put it on, you're like, oh, and you're like, wait a minute, I don't look like that, you know, because you don't have the filters and the lighting and all of those things. So looking at this palette, it's very, very neutral, but just something about it is not, you know, screaming my name. I'm just kind of looking at it and I'm like, it looks so typical, and for the price point, I'm just not that interested in it. I think she does beautiful looks, but I think I like a lot more of like her powders and her foundations and concealers and bronzers and blushes. Those are the things that stand out to me in the line, and I'm just not really, or her lipsticks as well, but I'm just not really into this. So this is a pass for me. So next up we have the new ABH Norvina. These are the Norvina Mini Pro Pigment palettes. $29 each. It's gonna be a no. I'm just gonna be very frank. I don't like the colors really in either one of them, especially since I bought the huge Norvina one. That one has like so many purples. So looking at this volume 1 in the mini, like I have all those shades, and I've also heard that the shimmers really swatch chunky and dry, and I'm like, absolutely not. And then the second one again is like a mini of the third, or is it the second or third? I can't keep straight because there's been so many. I'm not really like, again, if people want to release a million palettes, that's great, but none of them really were like, oh my gosh, like if I had to choose any of them, the Jackie Aina was the most interesting to me in terms of color story, and I'm just not feeling this like at all. They look kind of dry to me. They do in the photos I'm looking at. $29 again, no. And honestly, I think mini palettes are done so well by Huda Beauty. They're some of my favorites, like the Neon Mini, the new Nudes Mini. I just prefer the color story, packaging, theme, everything on the Huda Beauty mini palettes. So honestly, when I saw these Norvina ones, it was absolutely like 100% pass. She's also coming out with lashes. Again, when I look at them, they just look a little stiff to me. They just don't appeal to me. I'm just being honest. So this whole Norvina line, I'm just really not feeling it, to be quite honest. But that's just my opinion, and it's just like an easy pass for me. I don't even have to think twice. It's just not something that I'm interested in having. So I want to end this with a positive note. This is the new Scott Barnes palettes, right? So he has 5 coming out. So it looks like they have a highlighter palette, a blush palette, sculpting and contour palette, an eyeshadow palette that's colorful and then an eyeshadow palette that is more neutral. I have some Scott Barnes products. I really like his pressed powder a lot. I've tried his brushes. I'm kind of so-so. I like them, but they're not like blowing my mind. So in here, if I'm looking at this, I probably would be interested in the blush palette because I'm a blush fanatic. I have to say the packaging does look a little bit cheap. I'm just going to be 100% real with you. I don't know the price point on these yet, but the packaging is a little interesting because it doesn't match the aesthetic of his other packaging that I've seen. So I'm a little bit like, oh, okay. The neutral palette looks pretty. So does the colorful. I think if I had to like really zone in, I probably will buy either the blush palette or the highlighter palette. Probably the blush palette. It looks like there's some really pretty bright colors in there. And I do want to try his formula. So I'm excited that he's coming out with more stuff. It says coming soon glosses, concealers, foundations. I'm probably more interested in all of that. But I don't know if I'll get the eyeshadow palettes. You know what? There's not enough like close-up swatches and information yet. I have to see more. But I do like his powder, as I said, and I like his personality. Like when I watch him on Tati's videos, I like when he's like glowy and hoey. Like he's funny and outgoing. I feel like I would get along with him, you know? And I do like his really bronze, beautiful J-Lo kind of makeup. So I'm interested to try, but if I had to say, I'll probably just pick up, you know, a blush palette, review it on here, and see what we think. So, all right, guys, so that is everything for this Will I Buy It. I try to choose like 10 different collections and just tell you my thoughts. If you want more of these videos, let me know down below. I can definitely do them. I'd like to do maybe one every 3 or 4 weeks and just go over products and tell you what I'm into and what I'm passing on. What are you most excited about? What do you want to see me review the most? Let me know down below, and if you see somebody mention something that you want me to review, give it a thumbs up so that I can kind of see and gauge what you're most into, because of course, if you guys are into stuff, I try to buy as much as possible to use on my channel and review. So more trying new makeup videos coming. I have a lot of new stuff to play with. Getting back into the swing of filming from the crazy chaos that was last week, I think it was, which is all of like the Sephora sale and just everything, the Tati and the Jeffree palette. I was like I just was like literally filming like every day. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you're new here, I would love for you to stick around and subscribe. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.